Hey, 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 girl. Hey, 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 girl. Hey, hey, hey.
I'm Ariel.
And I'm Lauren, and this is the DL Travel Channel.
So, for this introduction video, Lauren and I wanted to help you get to know us just a little bit better. So, we came up with some questions that we are going to answer for you guys. And so, the first question is, who am I to myself? So, me to myself, I am a very ambitious person. I am a person with a dark sense of humor. I love sarcasm. I can be very, very aggressive, but I also am very sweet. And I don't know, relationships and communication are the two most important things to me. So that's who I am to myself.
Okay, I'm Lauren, and to myself, I am fiercely feminist. I am unapologetically nerdy, and on top of that, I am always slightly socially awkward. So, to the point, that is me.
So the next question is, who am I to Lauren? So I think I'm Lauren's best friend. I am the person that she can always count on to say something that's really morbid and very dark
It's true.
and find it funny and laugh about it. I'm also the absolute worst person to call if you're like feeling depressed about what's going on in the world, because I'm just gonna make it worse. Like I tell her all the time, please do not call me for comfort. I think I'm the person that tells her how to behave in social situations because she's not so sure what to do most of the time. And she also uses me as a body shield if we're at a social function together. So if she doesn't want to talk to people because I'm naturally good at it, just even though I don't really enjoy it, just like she doesn't enjoy it, she's just like, there you go talk to the people, and I'm just gonna stand here behind you like an accessory.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, but I think I'm Lauren's best friend and the person that she can call when she's upset, you know, not when it's about the world, but just like upset about maybe something that's personally going on, and I'll listen and be there for her. She can cry in front of me and she knows I'm not gonna judge her for it.
That's true. See, and I would describe who you are to me in much more intense terms than best friend. I would say that I am your platonic life partner. And
true.
that you, to me, you are my spiritual, emotional, and mental health guide. Because I feel like without you, I would have gone insane by now. Just to be perfectly clear.
I want to be very clear that I'm not qualified to be any of those things. She has
Those are just my
really low
expectations.
standards. So who is Lauren to me? Lauren is my absolute best friend. Apparently that's not, it doesn't describe our relationship accurately enough, but she is the person I can call when I'm upset. She's a person that makes me laugh. She's a person that makes me feel good about myself. She's always telling me how strong and beautiful I am, and how she thinks I have my S together. And I cannot figure out after how long we've been friends how she could still possibly think that, but she does. She's a person that makes me feel like she thinks the world of me. She's also a person that can be like slightly selfish sometimes. Like if we have a movie night, literally one time she showed up with snacks just for her. But she's also one of the sweetest people I've ever met for like birthdays and things. When things really, really count, she gets the most thoughtful and beautiful gifts, and it is just so wonderful. And I honestly, I don't know, she's a person that I really want to finally have like that best friend that I can be BFFs with, like the forever part last. Like I want to spend my life with her. So that's who she is
That's
to
funny.
me.
The way you describe it, it's almost like we're civil to each other. Like,
I mean,
like we're
they'll
good to
see.
each other.
They'll see that it's gonna be. Yeah, she yells at me sometimes.
So, one of the very first conversations I had with Ariel was about racism. We do not know each other. And she just dives into it. And I personally don't like small talk. So I appreciated that this person was willing to talk about deep subjects with me and, didn't want to just chit chat about the weather. And that's how I knew that I could learn something from this person. It wasn't just going to be topical. We were going to get into some deep stuff.
I really, really liked Lauren when I first met her because she listened and she didn't judge. And I just knew that I was going to really enjoy spending time talking to her because she was just so open and non-judgmental. Although I kind of found out that that's not totally true.
I may judge some other people. We'll see.
I don't know why she didn't judge me, but she didn't.
Well, because some of my very first impressions of you were actually even before that initial interaction we had. Because I would see you walking around our college campus, and you have this presence, you have this elegance. It's all in the way you carry yourself. And so I just thought, wow. I regressed into my high school self and said, wow, this woman is so cool. I bet she would never want to talk to me.
And then she talked to me and found out she was wrong about two things. I'm neither cool, and I love to talk to her. Like, I'm not, I don't know why people think that. I'm such a dork. But yeah, no, my first impressions of you, I thought you seemed really responsible to me. And it turned out to be true. She's very, very responsible. She gets on to me all the time about like doing irresponsible things. She seemed very mature. She's, like I said, she's very open. She was a good listener. And I thought she was beautiful, obviously. And I don't know. But you seemed like such an adult to me in like that sort of setting. And we clicked immediately. Like, when we started talking, we did not stop talking. We literally got separated like children because we would not stop talking.
So now we're joining creative forces and creating a very different kind of travel vlog. And it's based on literature. We both appreciate the written word so much and how an author can just transport you to a completely foreign place with their storytelling. And it's inspired us to physically visit these places that we read about in novels.
Yeah. So, what can they expect to see, Lauren?
Our audience should be able to go on our journey with us. We will read and discuss the novels collectively. They'll join us on our adventures as we visit these different landmarks, and maybe they'll even learn something about the world or themselves along the way.
Yeah. We're also going to be interviewing authors. Like she mentioned earlier, you'll see us go to these different places that we're reading about, the places that you're reading about. We will also be infusing our own creativity. Lauren and I both love to write. I feel like that goes hand in hand with literature, so I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. So we will be writing these sketches that we think are funny. We hope you find them funny. And we're also really open, and we really want to hear some of your creative writing and your work, whether that's fiction or nonfiction. So those are some of the things that you can expect to see on this channel.
So why have you agreed to do this crazy thing with me, Ariel?
One, because I love you, and I'm just trying to figure out how we can get into some sort of contractual relationship, like a marriage, so I can keep you. But the second reason is I really love to read, and I love to travel, and I wanted to marry those two things. I think the most important thing, though, for me is I want people to realize that reading is a way to transcend space and time. It's a way to break barriers. Traveling also does this, but I know that traveling costs quite a bit more money than books do. And so one of the first steps to expanding your mind can be through reading. And I also just find it to be a really great coping tool. I know when I'm going through a really rough time and I just need a break and a way to just get away from whatever's going on, picking up a nice book has been really helpful to me since I was young. So now that I'm an adult, it's been really, really helpful. And so I want to share that with you guys. I want you to realize that you can always have a nice, safe, quiet space where you can get away, even if you're not physically away. And then when you do have an opportunity to physically get away, you can go to some of those places that you've been reading about, like Lauren and I. Why are you doing this?
Well, I'm in part doing this to focus my creative energy into something productive, and to create something with my best friend. I'm also just really excited about reading some thought-provoking novels and sharing it with an audience and creating a community of weirdos like us. That's basically what this is about, outside of being able to travel and seeing more of our world and really focusing on getting a deeper understanding.
So speaking of thought-provoking novels, what novel do we have up first?
Our first novel we'll be reading is Fire and Beulah by Rila Askew. Yeah, so Fire and Beulah is about an interwoven stories of a black family and a white family living in Tulsa, Oklahoma during the time of the Tulsa race riots.
Right, which I will rename, and this is well known among the community of black people that live here, the Tulsa Race Massacre, because that's really what it was. It was not a riot, it was a massacre of just a slaughter. And if you decide to read Fire and Beulah, it is detailed very well in the novel. One of the things that she says at the beginning of the book is this is a fiction novel, but the violence in this book is very, very real. And so we'll get more in depth with that later on. But yeah, that's it. We really, really started off very heavy. And we chose this novel because we have a segment that's called Books in Backyards. And that segment is really to teach our audience and ourselves, really, because I've learned a lot from reading this novel.
For sure.
About how you can develop a love for the place where you already are. So a lot of the times when we think about traveling, first of all, we don't think about expanding or traveling through reading, but that's something that you can do. Second, you can always read about the place that you're from, and it'll really help you develop a love for that place. I know Lauren and I both thought with this novel that it gave us a love for Oklahoma that we never thought. I never thought.
Right. The description of Oklahoma in this particular novel is as beautiful as the story is completely heartbreaking.
Yeah. She did such a good job. I think I texted you and I was just like, oh my God, I'm realizing how beautiful our state can be. I don't know who I am anymore. Because the relationship prior to that was just like, my perspective was different. And that's why we read, because it gives us a way to shift our perspective. And so I really want to share that with everyone else. You know, if you don't have the money to go to a different destination, you can travel first through reading. And then if you can't, you can find a way to love where you are. It's not about a destination, it's about finding the things that are beautiful where you already are. So yeah, we're really, really excited. What books are coming up since we started out so heavy?
Right, so we're gonna lighten it up a little bit and read some more books about Oklahoma. So we don't just have one perspective. We're going to be reading Where the Red Fern Grows, August Osage County, and The Long and Far Away Gone.
Yes. And as we're reading these novels, we're going to be traveling to the places where they're set and, get to experience those places for ourselves. And we decided to start local. We hope that we can encourage everyone else to do that, but it will expand beyond the Oklahoma borders and beyond the United States borders, but that will be way down the road. So, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the DL Travel Channel.
You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Lauren and I do not claim to be photogenic, so if you do follow us and you're like, is that a person in that photo? Yes,
it is.
It's us. But other than that, we will connect with you. Please feel free to leave a comment, like this video if you really think it's cool. If you don't think it's cool and you hate it, like this video anyway, and only write beautiful and lovely things in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you.
Cut a nigga off, but don't get comfortable. Look.